major sections in shareholders' equity. Okay, so let's start with the first. Class today, we will discuss audit of shareholders' equity. So before go kayo turuan ng techniques, let's have a quick review about the major sections in shareholders' equity. Okay, so let's start with the first one. We have the paid-in capital. So meron two sources yan, from issuance of ordinary shares and from issuance of preference shares. So we know, paid-in capital, ordinary shares and preference shares, we report them at par value. Okay, next. Additional paid-in capital, APIC, or we also call this the share premium. Now, maraming sources yung share premium. Pero yung three major sources are share premium from ordinary shares, preference shares, and treasury shares. Now, kung yung paid-in capital is at par, yung additional paid-in capital is at excess over par. Alright, next is retained earnings. So we can classify retained earnings into two. Unappropriated and appropriated. So pag sinabi mong unappropriated, basically ito yung retained earnings available for dividends. Yung appropriated naman, not available for dividends. So magandang example yan is appropriation for treasury shares. Okay, so we know in FAR that net income increases retained earnings and dividends decrease retained earnings. Okay, next one is OCI, or other comprehensive income. So ito yung sources of OCI. So just familiarize yourselves. So meron tayong unrealized gain or loss from FVOCI, revaluation surplus under PPE. We have remeasurements under employee benefits, forex, cash flow hedge, and translation for FCTA. Okay, yung first three items sa yung class, well, i-discuss yan sa FAR. While yung last two items, sa FAR naman i-discuss yan. Okay, so just familiarize yourselves with these OCI items. And last one is treasury shares. Ang kailangan nyo tandaan sa treasury shares is that this is a contra-equity account. Kaya negative siya. Okay, so deduction siya sa shareholders' equity. And we apply the cost method in accounting for treasury shares. Basically, pag sabi mong cost method, ang ibig sabihin lang niyang class is that we measure treasury shares at cost. Okay, yun na siya. Okay, so yun yung quick review natin about the shareholders' equity. Doon naman tayo sa techniques. So, 3 steps for audit of shareholders' equity. First step natin, sulat ko dito class, sulat mo muna and then let's apply later. Okay? First step natin is prepare shareholders' equity table. Okay, this is the first step. Prepare shareholders' equity table. Second step natin class is monitor the number of shares for both ordinary shares and preference shares. And last step natin class is prepare journal entries but only for selected transactions. Ayan. So take note, selected. Bakit sir? Kasi class, sa board exam, syempre kailangan makasave ka ng time. Hindi pwedeng lahat i-journalize mo. Mauubos yung time mo doon. Ang i-journalize mo lang is those na medyo complicated na transaction. Okay? Kaya selected transactions lang. Now, pero di-discuss natin na problem sa handouts natin, yung problem number 1 class, i-journalize ko muna lahat ng transactions. Okay? Because, ang technique talaga sa shareholders' equity is, dapat alam mo kung paano mag-journalize. Yun siya. But for the succeeding problems 2 and 3, selected transactions na lang. Okay ba yan? Sige. So, ulitin ko class, techniques natin, prepare shareholders' equity table, monitor number of shares for both ordinary and preference shares, and prepare journal entries for selected transactions. So, apply natin yan. Let's go to problem number 1. Okay, if you go to problem number 1, if you look at the questions, ang tinatanong sa ating class, ordinary share capital, preference share capital, share premium, treasury shares, and so on. Okay, so let's read the problem. The shareholders' equity of Pinnacle Corporation's statement of financial position as of December 31, 2024 is as follows. Ordinary share capital, 10 par value. So, encircle mo yung 10 par value. Authorized, 2 million shares. Issued and outstanding, 400,000 shares. So, that's 4 million. And then, meron din tayong 20% non-cumulative preference share capital. Encircle mo yung 5 pesos na par value. Authorized 1 million shares. Issued 200,000 shares for 1 million. Meron din tayong share premium and then unrealized gain or loss. So that's an OCI item. and retained earnings. Okay, sir, ano ba ibig sabihin mo ng shareholders equity table? So basically, i-outline lang natin class yung mga items in the shareholders equity. Okay, yung magiging basis natin dito, kung ano yung given sa problem. So binigyan tayo ng ordinary shares, lagay mo dyan, ordinary shares. We have preference shares. We have share premium ordinary. Lagay natin, share premium ordinary. Share premium preference. And as I mentioned earlier, may tatlong major sources yung share premium. So maglagay ka ng space para dun sa treasury shares. So maglagay tayo ng konting space dito. And then we have OCI. Lagay natin dito OCI. And next natin is retained earnings. Huwag na tayo maglagay ng total. Okay na yan. So yan yung basically given sa problem. Alright? And sabi ko dito class, number of shares. Dito mo siya lagay. Lagay natin dito number of shares for ordinary. Okay, ordinary shares. And then dito naman, number of shares for preference shares. Okay. And the last one is journal entries. Try natin pagkasyahin dito lahat ng journal entries, okay, para mas organized yung solution natin. So lagyan natin dito journal entries. Alright, let's go to, well, yung beginning balances muna. Binigay sa problem yan. For ordinary shares, meron tayong 4 million. And then, preference shares, 1 million. Okay, so kinakopy ko lang kasi yung given sa problem. Share premium ordinary, 1.8 million. Share premium preference, 600,000. And we have unrealized holding gain, negative. So, that's a loss. 400,000 loss. And retained earnings natin, 6 million. Alright, so these are your beginning balances. But don't forget na ilagay na rin yung number of shares. So, beginning balance for ordinary shares, number of shares for ordinary shares. Nakalagay dyan, issued and outstanding, 400,000 shares. So, lagay mo dito, 400,000. For preference shares naman, beginning balance sa ating class, the second item is 200,000 shares. Alright? Sige. So, now let's see the transactions. The following transactions occurred during 2025. January 5, the company issued 100,000 ordinary shares for 15 pesos per share and 50,000 preference shares for 10 pesos per share. Doon muna tayo sa ordinary shares. So, lagay natin dito, January 5. Okay, journalize natin. So, 100,000 times 15, that is 1.5 million debit cash. 1.5 million. And then, credit. Ordinary shares, again, report natin siya. Record natin at par value. Ano yung par value ng ordinary shares? That is 10 pesos. So, 100,000 times 10, you get 1 million. Difference, syempre, that's share premium ordinary shares, 500,000. Okay. Nag-issue din ng preference shares. Same date naman. Debit cash, 50,000 preference shares times 10, that is 500,000. And then, credit preference shares at par value. Ano nga ba klase par value ng preference shares? 5 pesos. So, 50,000 times 5, that is 250,000. And share premium, 250,000. Step by step tayo. Okay, journalize, post natin. Okay, so lagyan natin dito, January 5. So tumaas yung ordinary shares and share premium. 1 million for ordinary shares. And then share premium, ordinary shares, 500,000. Okay, there's also an increase in preference shares, 250, and share premium, 250. So lagyan natin dito, 250,000. Share premium, 250,000. Okay, and don't forget class na i-update yung number of shares. Okay, huwag niyo kakalimutan yan ha. So let's lagay natin dito January 5. Ang in-issue ng ordinary shares 100,000. Okay, in-issue naman na preference shares January 5 is 50,000. Okay, sir, bakit monitor mo pa yung number of shares? Important to class for dividends. Okay, so usually sa problem, sabihin doon kung how much yung dividends. Syempre ang basis doon kung ilan yung number of shares. Yun yung importance nung pag-monitor ang number of shares. Let's go to Feb 16. 50,000 previously unissued preference shares were subscribed at 12 pesos per share. Naalala niyo pa ba yung entry kapag nag-subscribe? So, compute natin. 50,000 times 12, you get 600,000. Okay? So, entry natin class sa Feb 16, debit subscriptions receivable. Okay? Yun yung entry doon. Debit subscriptions receivable, 600,000. And then, yung credit mo dyan, class, is subscribe share capital. Okay? Credit, subscribe share capital at par value yan. Alright? Ano ba to? preference shares. Okay? 50,000 times 5, yun yung par value, 250,000. And then, balancing figure is share premium, 600 minus 250, you get 350,000. Naalala nyo na? Ito yung entry natin pag subscriptions, pag subscribe pa lang. Okay? Now, yung subscription receivable class, ang presentation yan, contra equity account yan. So, ang gagawin mo dyan, Feb 16, contra equity account, lagay natin dito. Dito na lang. Subscriptions receivable, and then meron kang subscribe share capital. Okay? So, lagay ko dito, subscriptions receivable is 600 minus 600,000 tayo. And then sa subscribe share capital, 250,000. 250,000. And then share premium, preference shares, 350,000. So, dito siya, 350,000. Okay. So, 350,000. Ayan. So, this is your entry. And then, play natin doon. So, leading ko class, subscriptions receivable is silent, contra equity account yan. Don't forget din na yung subscribe share capital is always presented at par value. Okay? Next. Lalagay mo ba yan dito? Sa number of shares natin pag nag-subscribe pa lang? Answer is yes. Okay? So, Feb 16, preference shares yan. Tama? Preference shares. Nag-subscribe ng 50,000 preference shares. Sir, bakit mo nilagay dyan? Kung maalala nyo sa RFBT, kahit subscribed shares pa lang, entitled na to dividends. Okay, kaya ilalagay mo siya dyan. Gets? Okay, next. March 25. 20,000 previously unissued ordinary shares were issued in exchange for an equipment with a fair market value of 500,000. The company incurred issue cost at 20,000. So, ang gagawin ko dyan, March 25, debit equipment, syempre at fair market value, 500,000. Credit ordinary shares, 20,000 times ano yung par value ng ordinary shares? 10. So you have credit ordinary shares 200,000 and then credit share premium 300,000. Okay, so post natin dito class that we have March 25. So ordinary shares magi-increase siya ng 200,000 and then share premium ordinary shares may increase tayo ng 300,000. So again, huwag mo makakalimutan na i-update yung number of shares natin. So that is March 25. 20,000 plus 20,000 ordinary shares. Okay, so ganoon lang, step by step. Entry, post, and then update number of shares. Now, as you notice, medyo mabagal yung approach na ginagawa ko. Mabagal siya because nag-journalize pa ako sa lahat ng transactions. Ginagawa na natin yung for problem 1. Again, for succeeding problems, selected transactions na lang. Okay, selected transactions para makasave tayo ng time in the board exam. Next, April 20, reacquired. Oh, meron pa pala. Yung sa last sentence sa March 25, the company incurred share issue cost at 20,000. Ano yung accounting treatment doon? I-charge mo yun sa share premium. Okay? So, debit share premium, credit cash for 20,000. So, mag-minus 20,000 tayo sa share premium. Ordinary shares, tama? So, minus 20,000. Don't forget that. Na-charge mo yung share issue cost sa share premium. Next. April 20, reacquired 40,000 ordinary shares as treasury shares at 18 pesos per share. Ang kailangan mo tandaan sa treasury shares, cost method yan. Tama? So, kung magkano mo binili, ganun mo siya i-measure. 40,000 times 18, did you get 720,000? Okay, so, entry natin class for April 20, debit treasury shares, credit cash, we have 720,000. And, sabi ko kanina, treasury shares, contra equity account yan. Alright? So, nasa na yan? April 20, dito ko siya lalagay. Meron bang treasury shares? Wala pa. Usually sa end siya lalagay, class ha. So, minus ano tayo? How much? 720,000. Okay, that's for your treasury shares. Next. Oy, May 5. Wait lang. Hindi pala natin na-update. Kailangan ba i-update yung treasury shares dito? Yes, kasi yung treasury shares, they are not entitled to dividends. So, lalagay ko dito, class. April 20 minus 40,000. Alright, next date. May 5, the company declared a 3-for-2 stock split on ordinary shares. Ano ibig sabihin nun, sir? Pag 3-for-2, ibig sabihin nun, for every 2 shares, mag-i-issue ng 3 new shares. Ganun siya. Ordinary shares daw, tama? Ngayon, kailangan natin malaman kung ano yung outstanding shares natin. 400,000 plus 100 plus 20 minus 40, you get 480,000 shares. So sabi dyan, 3 for 2. Okay, so for every 2, i-divide ko by 2, mag-i-issue ng 3 new shares. So times 3. 480,000, divide by 2 times 3, 720,000. Yung 720,000 class, yan yung new number of shares natin. Okay? So from 480, dumami siya, naging 720. Take note, pag stock split or share split, walang entry yan. Okay? Memo entry lang yan. Walang journal entry. So kaya walang effect dito, wala ring effect dyan. Doon lang sa number of shares. Okay, next. June 30, the company declared and paid cash dividends to preferred shares based on the stated dividend rate and 0.5 cash dividends to ordinary shareholders. Yun yung importance nito pag magde-declare ng dividends. Doon muna tayo sa preference shares. So meron tayong 200 plus 50 plus 50. We have 300,000 preference shares. Paano mo ba kino-compute yung dividends for preference shares? Well, para siyang bonds payable. Okay? Face value times yung rate. Okay, ganun siya. Ngayon, kung meron kang 300,000, alam natin class na 5 pesos yung par value. So, multiply mo sa 5 pesos times, kung titingin ka sa given sa table sa taas, nakalagay 20% yung preference shares. Yun yung dividend rate niya. Times 20%. So, let's compute class. 300,000 times 5 times 0.2, you get 300,000. Yun yung dividends for preference shares. For ordinary shares na nakalagay dyan class, 0.5 cash dividends to ordinary shareholders. So, 720 times 0.5, 720 times 0.5, you get 360,000. Ayan. So, madali mag-compute ng dividends kasi na-monitor natin na maayos. Okay? So, 360 plus 300, 660,000. Ano yung entry class pag nag-declare ka ng dividends? Debit, anong date ba to? Date natin is June 30. Okay, entry natin dyan class, debit retained earnings, credit, and paid cash dividends pala. No? So, i-cash na natin. Debit retained earnings, credit cash, kasi nag-declare and paid daw. Okay, so debit retained earnings, credit cash, 660,000. 360 plus 300. Okay, 660,000. Okay, post natin. So, June 30, bawasan natin yung retained earnings by 660,000. Okay. Alright. Next. July 30, reissued half of the treasury shares at 16 pesos per share. Actually, ito yung may konting trick sa July 30. Bakit, sir? Kasi class, yung treasury shares natin, dito ko lalagay, kung mapapansin mo, ito yun tama? 40,000 yung treasury shares natin originally. Okay? Pero, take note class na nag-stock split after bumili ng treasury shares. So, ang treasury shares mo, hindi talaga 40,000. Divided by 2 times 3. Okay, affected din yan ng stock split natin. 40,000 divided by 2 times 3, 60,000. And then, sabi dyan class, reissued half of the treasury shares. Ano ba yung half ng 60,000? Hindi 30,000. Okay? So, in-issue daw siya for 16 pesos per share. Nakita niyo yan? So, 30,000 times 16. 30,000 times 16. Na-compute nyo ba yung 480,000? So, entry ko dyan, class. July 30, debit cash, 480,000. Okay? And then, credit treasury shares. Kalahati daw. Half yung ni-reissue. Ibig sabihin, yung treasury shares natin na 720,000 divided by 2, yun yung credit mo, 360,000. Credit treasury shares, 360. Balancing figure niyan, share premium treasury shares. Credit share premium treasury shares, 120,000. Okay, post natin. July 30, meron tayong 360,000 na credit to treasury shares. It means, plus to. Okay, plus 360,000. And then, don't forget na may share premium treasury shares tayo. Dito natin lagay. Share premium treasury shares, that is 120,000. 120,000. Okay? Sige. Next. Okay, so let's go to next date. August 30. August 30, a 10% stock dividend was declared and issued to ordinary shareholders at a time when the market value is at 17 pesos per share. Sa review, magkaiba yung stock dividends kaysa sa stock split. Okay? Stock split, wala kang entry. Stock dividends meron. And meron tayong two types of stock dividends. Merong small stock dividends and large stock dividends. Pag less than 20%, small yun. At market value yung recording. Pag 20% and up, large naman yun at par value naman yun. In this case, 10% daw, ibig sabihin, small stock dividends lang yan. Okay? And also class pala, dun sa treasury shares natin, sa July 30, syempre kailangan natin update yan. Tama, nag-reissue tayo ng 30,000. Okay? So, mag-plus 30,000 tayo. So, don't forget that, ha? 750,000. Yung 750,000, iyan yung basis ngayon natin ng 10% stock dividends. Times 10%, ilan yan? 750,000 times 10% is 75,000. And then yung market value is 17 pesos per share. 75,000 times 17 pesos, 1,275,000. Ayan, yun yung compute ko, 1,275,000. Now, ano yung entry natin kapag may stock dividends? So, ganito yung class. August 30, debit retained earnings at market value, 1,275,000. Credit stock dividends distributable. Yun yung credit mo. Tandaan mo, yung stock dividends distributable is an equity account recorded at par value. Okay? So, 75,000 yung shares. Ano yung par value ng ordinary shares natin? 10, tama? So, 75,000 times 10, 750,000. Credit stock dividends distributable, 750,000. Credit share premium, so 1,275 minus 750. Balancing figure natin is 525,000. Pero take note class, ang sabi dyan sa problem, a 10% ordinary stock dividend was declared and issued. In-issue na rin. Alright? Pag in-issue, debit mo lang yung stock dividends distributable. Debit stock dividends distributable, credit ordinary shares. Tama ba? Ordinary shares? Yes, ordinary shares, 750,000. Ganun siya. Pinakita ko lang, pag dineclare, stock dividends distributable. Pag na-issue na, pwede mo nang i-close to ordinary shares. Okay? So, post natin yan, August 30. So, bawas natin yung retained earnings, so 1,275,000 minus 1,275,000. Okay? Next natin is... So, okay na to. Wala na to ng stock dividends. Meron tayong share premium, ordinary shares, 525,000. So, lagay natin yan. 525,000. And ordinary shares, 750,000. 750,000. Okay, so yun yung entry natin. Don't forget na madadagdagan ng 10% to. Right? So, plus 75,000. 750 plus 75, that's 825,000. Ito na yung updated number of shares natin. Alright, let's go to September 16. Sabi dyan class, collected full payments on 80% of the preferred shares subscribed on Feb 16. Nasaan ba yun? Feb 6 ito. Okay, subscriptions receivable. 80% daw na-collect full payment for the 80%. So, well, alam natin sa corporations, pag may full payment na, pwede ka na mag-issue ng shares. Okay, ganun siya. Now, ano yung 80% ng 600,000? 600,000 times 0.8, 480,000. So, entry ko dyan, debit cash, credit subscriptions receivable, 480,000. Okay, and according to the problem, collected full payments. Ibig sabihin, class, yung subscribed share capital na yan, na 250, 80% niyan, pwede mo nang i-issue yung shares. Okay? 250,000 times 0.8, 200,000. Debit subscribe share capital, credit preference shares. Okay? Preference shares, 200,000. So, paano ko ulit nakuha yung 200,000? 250 times 80%. Okay. Now, sabi doon sa second sentence, the remainder of the subscribers on the preferred shares defaulted. Hindi na nakabayad on time. Okay? So, nag-expire na, hindi na nakabayad. Well, in that case, dapat wala na mag-reflect na subscriptions receivable and subscribed share capital sa books. Tama ba yan? Okay, so it means, tama ba, 600 yung beginning na subscriptions receivable, nag-credit tayo na 480, may natitira pang 120. Tanggalin na rin natin yun. Credit subscriptions receivable, 120,000. And then, tanggalin mo na rin yung subscribed share capital kasi nag-default na sila. 250 minus 200, may natitira pa tayong 50,000. Debit subscribed share capital, 50,000. Alright? Balancing figure mo, share premium na 70,000. Share premium on preference shares. Okay, so post natin yung class. September 16. Alright? So, well, actually, wala na yung subscriptions receivable. Nama? 480 saka 120, 600,000 yun. So, dito tayo. Subscriptions receivable, mag plus 600,000 tayo dyan. Subscribe share capital, 250. So, 250 minus 250. Zero na rin yung subscribe share capital natin. What else? Don't forget na meron tayong share premium na 70,000. Okay? For preference shares yan. So, minus 70,000. Alright, so minus 70, minus 250, and plus 600. Okay, so I think tama naman yung ginawa natin. Sige. Let's go to, meron ba tayong number of shares? Ito, walang effect yan. Okay, walang effect dito yan. Let's go to, okay. Nasa na yan? Actually, yung nag-default, tama? Nandito pala yan. So, 50,000, yung 50,000 na yan, 100% yan. May nag-default na 20%. 50,000 times 20% is 10,000. So, mag-minus 10,000 tayo dito. Okay, tama lang? So, that is 290,000. Okay, kasi yung 50, ito yan. May nag-subscribe na 50,000, nilagay natin dyan. May nag-default na 20%, no, tanggalin mo. 50,000 times 20%, that's 10,000. Ayun. 290,000 lang yung preference shares natin. Alright, next, December 15. The company declared and paid 0.7 cash dividends to ordinary shareholders. Well, ito na yung updated number of shares natin. Multiply natin by 0.7. Okay? 825,000 times 0.7. You get 577,500. 577,500. Entry natin on December 15. Debit retained earnings. Hindi na dividends payable. Cash na kasi bayad na rin. Credit cash. That is 577,500. So it means, nag-debit tayo ng retained earnings, December 15, bawasan natin yung retained earnings, minus 577,500. Okay, next natin, that's December 31. The company's investment in equity securities, originally acquired at a cost of 1.3 million, had a total fair value 1.5 million at year-end. There were no acquisitions or disposals. Ito yung FVOCI natin. Okay? FVOCI natin, class, sabi dyan yung cost daw is 1.3 million. But take note, meron tayong balance ng unrealized loss na 400,000. So it means, kung may unrealized loss ka na 400,000, yung market value mo last year is 900,000. Okay? And this year, yung fair market value is now 1.5 million. So, from 900, naging 1.5, tumaas ng 600,000. Tama lang? Okay, so meron tayong unrealized gain. Entry mo on December 31, debit FVOCI, credit unrealized gain. Tumaas 600,000. Okay, so post natin, December 31, we have, ito, OCI, 600,000. Alright. Okay, so last one na class, December 31, net income reported for the year amounted to 3,510,000. Well, sa net income, entry mo dyan, debit, income summary, credit, retained earnings, 3,510,000. So, mag-plus tayo yung 3,510,000, your retained earnings. Ayan. Alright. So, we get the ending balances. Actually, usually naman ang tanong lang sa shareholders' equity, basically, yung ending balances. Okay, isa-isa natin class. Let's start with the preference, the ordinary shares, 4 million plus 1 million plus 200 plus 750, you get 5,950,000. Okay, 5,950. I think may na-miss out ako dun sa preference shares. Let's go back to September 16. Asan yan? September 16, ito. Hindi ko na-post yung credit preference shares. Hindi ko na-post. Alright, so nakalimutan ko. So, kaya helpful pag may journal entry ka. At least may guide tayo. No? So, lagay natin, September 16, dapat may plus 200,000 tayo dito sa preference shares. Okay, so let's compute. 1 million plus 250 plus 200,000. 1,450,000 for the preference shares. Let's go to share premium, ordinary shares. 1.8 million plus 500,000 plus 300 minus 20,000 plus 525,000. You should get 3,105,000. Share premium, preference shares, 600,000 plus 250 plus 350,000 minus 70,000. So, nakuha ko last is 130,000. Let's go to share premium, treasury shares, isa lang naman yan, 120,000. Let's go to subscriptions receivable, 0. Subscribe share capital, 0. Maalala nyo class, yan yung nag-default. Okay? OCI natin, meron tayong loss na beginning, may gain tayo ng 600, so that is 200,000 gain. And then, retained earnings, 6 million. Minus 660, minus 1,275, minus 577,500, plus 3,510,000, 6,997,500. 6,997,500. Treasury shares natin, 720 minus 360, negative 360,000. Okay, so after that, masasagutan na natin yung questions. Question number 1, ordinary share capital. Answer natin, 5,950,000, letter C. Okay. Question number 2, preference share capital, 1,450,000, letter C. Number 3, share premium. As you notice dito class, ang tanong lang share premium. Ibig sabihin, i-add mo yung tatlong share premium natin. Okay? 3,105,000 plus 1,130,000 plus 120,000. You should get 4,355,000. Letter C, share premium. Treasury shares, 360,000. Letter boy. Unrealized gain or loss on FVOCI, letter C, 200,000. And then, take note class na nakalagay sa number 6, unappropriated retained earnings. So, ganito yan. Sabi ko kanina, yung retained earnings natin, may dalawang types yan. Unappropriated, which is available for dividends, and appropriated, ang maganda example is treasury shares. So, ganito yan class. Yung 6,997,500 natin, merong unappropriated and appropriated. How much yung appropriated? Equal to the cost of your treasury shares. 360,000. Therefore, yung unappropriated mo, 6,997,500 minus 360,000, you get 6,637,500. Okay? Answer natin class, letter dog, 6,637,500. Ito pa isa. Okay? Well, nasagutan natin lahat. But, lagi kang may journal entry for the treasury shares, for the appropriation. Required yun. Actually, required ng law natin yun. So, December 31, debit retained earnings, unappropriated, bawasan mo yung unappropriated, credit retained earnings appropriated, it should be equal to the ending balance of your treasury shares, 360,000. Okay, huwag mong kalimutan yan. Pag lang nagtanong ng journal entry. Okay. So that's for problem 1. As you notice sa problem number 1, almost lahat siguro ng transactions na encounter natin. So review lang yun. Again, for the next 2 problems, selected transactions lang yung journal entries natin. Okay? Class, let's go to problem number 2. For this problem, selected transactions lang yung i-journalize natin. Okay? So let's see. Yung question sa ating class, ordinary share capital, share premium, retained earnings, treasury shares, and so on. Okay, your audit client ABC is a public entity whose shares are traded. On December 31, ABC had 3 million authorized, 10 par value. So, encircle mo yung par value na 10 for ordinary shares, of which 1 million shares were issued and outstanding. The equity accounts on December 31 had the following balances. So, lagay na agad natin yung shareholders equity table natin. Ordinary shares, preference shares, we have share premium. Sa share premium, maglagay ka ng, again, spaces para dun sa tatlo na yan. And so, lagay tayo dito ng retained earnings. Dito na lang. Retained earnings. Okay, so lagay natin yung beginning balances. Ordinary shares, sabi niya sa problem, 10 million. And share premium, 3,750,000. And then last one is retained earnings, 3,250,000. Alright. Lagay natin class yung number of shares. Dito na lang. Number of shares. Ordinary shares. Okay, beginning balance natin, sabi dyan, 1 million shares were issued and outstanding. Lagay natin dito, number of shares, preference shares. Alright, ready? Okay, naka-ready na. Transactions during 2025 and other information relating to the equity accounts were as follows. On January 2, 2025, ABC issued 54 per share, 50,000 shares at 50 par value 9% cumulative convertible preference shares. Each preference share is convertible into 2 ordinary shares. Alright, so gagawin ko dyan, 50,000 times 50 na par value, 50,000 times 50, lalagay ko yan sa preference shares. So, lagay ko dito A, transaction A, preference shares, tama ba? At par value yan. So, 2.5 million. Yan, in-issue siya for 54. Ibig sabihin, 54 minus 50, yung share premium natin is 4 pesos. 4 times 50,000, 200,000 share premium natin. So, lagay natin dito share premium, ito ordinary, share premium preference. Na-compute natin class is 200,000. So, as you notice, diretso calculator lang ako. Hindi na ako nag-journal entry kasi simple lang yung transaction na yan. Makakasave tayo ng time kapag diretso post tayo. Okay? And then, syempre, update natin ito class. From transaction A, nagkaroon tayo ng 50,000 preference shares. Let's go to transaction B. On Feb 1, 2025, ABC reacquired 10,000 shares, ordinary shares, for 16 pesos per share. 10,000 times 16, that's 160,000. We know treasury shares yan. So, ang gagawin ko lang, for B, treasury shares minus 160,000. Ordinary shares yan, tama? So, dito, transaction B minus 10,000. Ganun na. Alright? Next, on April 30, 2025, ABC sold 250,000 10 par value ordinary shares to the public at 17 per share. Okay, letter C. So, 250,000 times 10, that's 2.5 million ordinary shares. So, lalagay ko dito, 2.5 million. How much in issue? 17. Okay, so yung 7, yun yung share premium natin. 7 times 250,000, that is 1,750,000. Okay, share premium ordinary shares, 1,750,000. Siyempre, update natin to. Letter C, 250,000. So, plus 250,000 ordinary shares. Okay, let's go to letter D. On June 15, 2025, ABC declared a cash dividend of 1 peso per share on ordinary shares payable on July 15 and to shareholders of record. Okay, now, 1 million minus 10, 1 million minus 10,000 plus 250,000. So, yung updated number of shares natin, 1,240,000. Nasabi dyan, times 1 peso per share daw yung dividend. So, 1,240,000 din yun, tama? Debit retained earnings, credit dividends payable. So, alam natin, for letter D, babawasan natin yung retained earnings by 1,240,000. So, ulitin ko kasi sabi, 1 peso per share daw. 1,240 times 1 is 1,240,000. Okay, next. Let's go to E. On November 10, 2025, ABC sold 5,000 treasury shares for 21 pesos per share. Relatively, mas complicated yung letter E. Okay? So, medyo mahirap i-visualize ang konti. Okay? Pero, ang gagawin ko dyan ako yung mag-journalize. Selected transaction. So, judgment mo na lang kung saan ka mag-journalize. Letter E, nag-issue doon ng treasury shares, 5,000 times 21, debit cash, 105,000. Alright? Credit treasury shares, how much ba yung treasury shares natin? 160, tama? That is from B. Okay? 16 pesos per share yan. To recall, dun sa transaction B, 16 pesos per share. So, ibig sabihin, 5,000 times 16, that is 80,000. Okay? Yes. Credit treasury shares, 80,000. Credit share premium, 25,000. Balancing figure natin yan. From this entry, treasury shares natin, okay, so plus 80,000. And then plus 25,000 share premium treasury shares. Share premium treasury shares plus 25 ba yun? Yes, 25,000. Okay, don't forget na i-update yung number of shares natin. Transaction E. So, nag-reissue na tayo ng shares. So, plus, ilan yan? 5,000. Alright? Tama ba? Yes, plus 5,000. Next. Okay, so next natin is nakalagay ABC declared the yearly cash dividend on preference shares. Okay, may preference shares tayo dito. 50,000. Multiply natin by how much ba nakalagay dyan? Okay. Balik tayo dun sa transaction A. Sabi dyan, 9% daw yung preference shares. Yung dividend rate. Par value niya is 50. So, 50,000 times 50, para makuha mo yung face value ng preference shares, multiply natin by the dividend rate of 9%. Okay, 50,000 times 50 times 0.09, you get 225,000. 225,000. Debit retained earnings, credit dividends payable. Tama? O, di 225,000. Sabi sabihin, transaction F, babawasan lang natin yung retained earnings natin by 225,000. Alright. Easy. Okay, ganun lang. Next. Letter G, on January 20, 2026, before the books were closed for 2025, ABC became aware that the ending inventories on December 31, 2024 were understated by 150,000. Take note lang, ang year-end natin, December 31, 2025. So, ang sinabi dyan, December 31, 2024 daw, understated by 150,000. Okay, tama ba class kung ang pinag-uusapan natin is December 31, 2025, it means beginning inventory yung understated sa atin. Okay, since hindi pa na-close yung books, pwede pa natin i-adjust yan. Gagawin kong adjustment dyan class, journal entry letter G, okay, itataas ko yung beginning inventory ko, tama? Debit beginning inventory, 150,000. And sabi dyan class, may tax rate daw na 30%. Ang implication nun, yung adjustment mo sa retained earnings should be after tax. Tama? Kasi yung pumapasok sa retained earnings, mga income statement items, syempre subject to tax yun. So eventually, ang net effect sa retained earnings is net of tax. So, debit beginning inventory, 150. Nangyayari kasi class, bumaba. So itaas natin. So therefore, kung mababa yung beginning mo, tama ba, ganito yung klase, kung mababa yung beginning mo, mababa yung cost of goods sold mo. Alright? So, kung mababa yung beginning inventory mo, mababa yung cost of, hindi, ulit natin. So, tama ba, yung beginning mo ng 12/31/2025, yun din yung ending mo ng 2024. Tama ba? So, ibig sabihin, kung mababa yung ending inventory mo last year, mababa yung net income last year, mababa yung retained earnings last year. Ganun siya. Okay? Last year yung pinag-uusapan natin, December 31, 2024. Therefore, itataas mo yung retained earnings, credit RE, net of tax, 150,000 times 70%, that is 105,000. Yung balancing figure mo dito, income tax payable. Okay? 150 minus 105 is 45,000. Well, anyway, ang net effect lang naman sa'yo dyan is retained earnings, 105. Letter G, plus tayo sa retained earnings, 105,000. So, yun yung sinasabi ko, class. Yun yung sinasabi ko na i-journalize mo yung selected transactions. For example, ito. Medyo mahirap i-visualize yan kung i-diretso mo lang dito yan. Kaya nag-journal entry muna tayo. Pero yung mga simple transactions, hindi na kailangan ng journal entry for those. Alright? Let's go to letter H. After correcting the beginning inventory, net income for 2025 was 250,000. So, letter H, plus tayo ng 250,000 sa retained earnings. Okay? Ulitin ko lang class, baka may mga nalito sa inyo. Sir, bakit ganito ulit yung adjusting entry mo? Well, yung beginning inventory natin, take note, ang year-end natin ngayon is 12/31/2025. Understated daw yung beginning mo. Kaya nag-debit tayong beginning. Sir, bakit ka nag-credit ng RE? Well, una, kailangan mabalansa yung entry. Second, yung beginning mo this year, ending mo last year yan. Tama? Yung ending mo ng 2024, understated, therefore, understated net income mo. Understated retained earnings mo. Iko-correct mo yun, itaas mo siya. Kaya RE mo, credit. Okay? Sir, bakit 105? Kasi net of tax yan. So, balancing figure, income tax payable. Right? Sige, so we can now compute for the balances. For ordinary shares, 12.5 million, 10 million plus 2.5, that's 12.5 million. Let's go to preference shares, 2.5 million. And then, doon naman tayo sa share premium, ordinary shares, 3,750,000 plus 1,750, 5.5 million. Next nating class is share premium preference shares, 200,000. Okay, share premium treasury shares, 25,000. Retained earnings natin, 3,250,000. Minus 1,240. Minus 225. Plus 105. Plus 2,250,000. You should get 4,140,000 for retained earnings. And then for treasury shares, negative 80,000. Negative siya because it's a contra equity account. Okay, let's now compute for, okay, the questions. Ordinary share capital, letter C, 12.5 million. Share premium, well, hindi sinabi kung anong specific, so i-total natin yan. Ilan ba share premium natin? Meron tayong tatlo, tama? 5.5 million plus 200,000 plus 25,000. 5,725,000, letter dog, 5,725,000. Unappropriated retained earnings, well, 4,140,000, yan yung total retained earnings mo. Pwede mo siyang i-segregate into unappropriated and appropriated. Yung appropriated natin is basically yung treasury shares natin na 80,000. Okay? So, 4,140 minus 80,000, you get 4,060,000. So, 4,060,000, that's your unappropriated. Letter C, 4,060,000. Treasury shares, letter C, 80,000. And then, total equity, so add lang natin, 12.5 million, okay, plus 2.5, plus 5.5, plus 200, plus 25, plus 4,140, okay, minus 80, you get 2,4,785,000, letter C. Okay, so those are the final answers for problem number 2. Last, let's go to the last problem, problem number 3. Problem number 3 is about retained earnings and medyo comprehensive siya. So, sama-sama na siya, no? Pero ang focus niya is on retained earnings. Now, to recall, ito yung mga concepts na natutunan natin so far for retained earnings. Mag-i-increase dyan yung net income, increases your retained earnings. Dividends naman, decrease naman yan sa retained earnings. So, pag nag-declare tayo ng dividends, ng cash dividends, ng stock dividends, magdi-decrease yun ng retained earnings. Okay? And we also learned na pag may treasury shares, required na mag-appropriate tayo ng retained earnings for treasury shares. Sige. So let's read problem number 3. In your audit of NGL Corporation for the calendar year December 31, you discovered the breakdown of the company's retained earnings. So basically, lahat ng items na yan pinasok niya sa retained earnings. Isa-isay natin. Tingnan natin kung tama yung treatment niya. Balance January 1, 7.4 million. Unrealized loss on financial assets held at fair value through OCI. Well, alam natin class, hindi yan charge sa retained earnings. OCI yan. So, sulat mo sa side, OCI, 300,000 loss. Inventory fire loss, yes, tama yan. Sa net income yan china-charge, okay, or yes, nire-report sa net income. Alam natin class, yung net income, may effect sa retained earnings. So, tama lang. Net income, lagay mo sa gilid. Impairment loss on machinery is also net income. Okay, next, 25% stock dividends declared on 100,000 shares outstanding at market value of 112 per share. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, dalawang klase yung stock dividends. Merong small, merong large. Okay, pag small, below 20% below 20%, that is at market value. This one, above 20% or 20%, at least 20%. For this one is 25 large stock dividends naman yan. I-record mo naman yan at par value. Okay? So, mali yung ginawa niya kasi ni-record niya at market. So, kung pupunta ka sa audit note A, so baba ka, audit note A, the 25% stock dividends on ordinary shares with the par value of 100. Yung par value gagamitin natin. Were declared on November 1, distributable to stockholders, etc. So, ganito yung entry natin dyan. So, lalagay ko dito, audit note A, yan lang. Audit note A, debit retained earnings, credit stock dividends, distributable. Okay? So, kumpitin natin. Sabi dyan class, 100,000 daw yung shares outstanding. So, 100,000 times 25% yung dineclare ng stock dividends, 100,000 times 25%. And then, imumultiply ko yan by 100 pesos na par value times 100. So, I got here 2.5 million. Nakuha niyo yung class? So, ulitin ko yung 2.5 million, na-compute ko siya by, nakalagay kasi dyan, 25% stock dividends declared on 100,000 shares outstanding. So, 100,000 times 25%. Since large stock dividends yan at par value times 100 yung par value according to audit note A, I got here 2.5 million. Okay, ito yung entry natin. Next, loss on sale of equipment, net income. Prior period error correction. Well, actually, may effect din yan sa retained earnings natin. Okay, so lagay mo dyan, retained earnings. Naalala nyo sa FAR, prior period error, retained earnings yan, charge yan. Okay, so retained earnings beginning. Loss on retirement of ordinary shares as treasury. Okay, so kung maalala nyo class sa FAR, ang rule sa treasury shares pag nagre-retire ka, first, i-charge mo muna yan sa share premium treasury shares. Okay? Pag kulang yung share premium treasury shares mo, i-charge mo yan to retained earnings. Naalala niyo yan? Okay, so nakalagay dyan class, loss on retirement of ordinary shares as treasury, 1,050,000. Pag titingin ka dun sa audit note B or boy, the company's share premium from treasury shares amounted to 750,000. So mali yung ginawa niya kasi yung 1,050,000 lahat chinarge niya yan sa retained earnings. Hindi dapat. Dapat i-charge mo sa 750,000 yung share premium and then 1,050,000 minus 750, 300,000 sa retained earnings mo naman i-charge. Got it? So, di ba, ganun pa nagre-retire ng treasury shares, busin mo muna yung share premium from treasury shares, pag kulang pa, i-charge mo sa retained earnings. Okay? Next, gain on sale of ordinary shares at excess over par. Well, pag nagbenta ka ng ordinary shares at excess over par, syempre sa share premium siya i-charge. So, mali siya kasi sa retained earnings niya chinarge. Take note, lahat ng items na nasa table, sa retained earnings chinarge ng client. So, mali yan. Dapat APIC yan. So, lagay mo dyan APIC. Okay, gain on early retirement of bonds payable. That's net income. Okay, gain or loss, net income yan. Unrealized holding gain on financial assets held at fair value through profit or loss or FBPL, net income din yan. Tama? Proceeds from sale of donated shares. O class, donated shares, share premium chinacharge yan ha. So, pag nag-donate, asan yan? From sale of donated shares. Cash, debit cash, credit, share premium, okay, 800,000. So, ganun yung donated capital. Next natin, net income for the year, 9 million. Appropriation for treasury shares, 450. Okay, let's see. So, okay na tayo sa audit note A, okay na tayo sa audit note B. Doon naman tayo sa C. The company's management decided to change its inventory costing method from weighted average to FIFO. So, ano nangyari class? From WAVE to FIFO. Ganyan nangyari. Now, during the current year, the inventory balances under two methods are as follows. So, meron kang ending inventory ng 2024, which is beginning inventory this year. Lagi ko, beginning inventory. And then, ending inventory this year, may given na tayo. Take note class na from WAVE to FIFO. Tama ba yung WAVE mo ng beginning 2.5 million, naging 2.6, so tumaas ka ng 100,000. Tama lang? Sa ending inventory mo naman, from 1.9, naging 2.2. So that's increase of 300,000. Pero take note class, nakalagay dyan, the company has yet to reflect the said changes in its current year financial statements. Hindi pa nare-record basically. Okay, so sagutin natin yung mga questions. Question 12, how much is the audited retained earnings beginning? Now, aside from net income and dividends, ang nakaka-affect pa sa retained earnings yung prior period error and change in accounting policy. An example ng change in accounting policy is this one, WAVE to FIFO. Okay, so sagutin natin question number 12, RE beginning. Ganito gagawin ko dyan class. RE beginning natin na unadjusted, tama ba yung first line item sa given sa table, 7.4 million. Yun yung T-account gagawin natin. Okay, sa T-account. So retained earnings beginning, which is, nasan yun? 7.4 million. Alright, 7.4 million. And ano yung makaka-affect ulit dun sa retained earnings beginning natin? Well, yung, nasan na yun? Prior period error. Nakita mo yun? Nasa middle portion ng table natin. Prior period error correction, 1 million. Nakita mo yun? So after yung loss on sale of equipment, prior period error correction, 1 million. So minus 1 million. So minus 1 million tayo. Actually, nakakalito to. Mamaya tayo mag-T-account. Okay, so lagay ko lang dito unadjusted, which is 7.4 million. And then meron tayong prior period error na 1 million. So minus 1 million. And then meron tayong change in accounting policy. Alam natin in FAR, ito yung makaka-affect ng retained earnings beginning natin. Ang i-consider mo dyan, class, yung beginning inventory. Yun lang. Kasi yung ending na yan, para sa current year yan. Ang pinag-uusapan natin, retained earnings beginning. So dapat related lang sa beginning. Okay? Now, analyze natin, class. Tama ba, nag-change ka from WAVE to FIFO, tumaas yung beginning inventory mo na 100,000. So paano yung entry mo dyan? Debit beginning inventory, credit, retained earnings beginning. Okay, 100,000. Ganyan kadali. So that's why, yung effect dito, class, is plus 100,000. Alright, 7.4 million. 7.4 minus 1 million plus 100,000. Answer natin class, 6.5 million. Letter boy, 6.5 million. This is your audited retained earnings beginning. Okay? Next natin class is number 13. How much naman daw yung audited net income? Well, let's see. Meron tayong net income na unadjusted. In the problem, tumingin ka dun sa second to the last item. Nakita mo yung 9 million. Alright, so unadjusted yan, 9 million. And then isa-isayin natin class yung kaninang sinulat natin sa side. Doon tayo sa inventory fire loss. Like ko lang fire loss. We know this is a decrease in net income, minus 250. Ano pa? Impairment loss. Impairment loss amounting to 650,000. And then, loss on sale of equipment. Lagi ko na, loss on sale, minus 200,000. Next, prior period, hindi. Ito siya, sa retained earnings yan. Loss on retirement of ordinary shares, hindi yan. Ito yan, sa share premium and retained earnings. Gain on sale, this APIC yan. Gain on early retirement. So, lagi ko lang, gain on retirement. That is 400,000, so plus 400. Next natin, unrealized holding gain sa FBPL, plus 800. And then, meron ba? Okay, balik tayo dito class. Sabi dyan, hindi pa daw nare-report yung change in accounting policy from WAVE to FIFO. Nakita nyo sa pinaka-last na sentence. The company has yet to reflect the said changes. Okay, so ganito gagawin ko dyan class. So kailangan i-increase natin yung beginning inventory. Okay, tama ba pag in-increase mo yung beginning inventory, tataas yung cost of goods sold. bababa yung net income. Does that make sense? Okay. So, inversely related yung beginning and net income. So, that's why, lalagay ko dito, beginning inventory, since itataas natin yan, bababa net income mo, minus 100,000. Okay? Dito naman tayo. Sa ending inventory, tataas tayo ng 300. Pag tumaas yung ending mo, bababa yung cost of goods sold, tataas yung net income. Okay? Tataas yung net income. Directly related yan. Pag tumaas yung ending, tataas yung net income. So, ang gagawin ko dito, ending inventory plus 300,000. Ayan. So, let's see. Okay, 9 million. Plus, minus 250,000, minus 650, minus 200, plus 400,000, plus 800, minus 100,000, plus 300,000, 9.3 million. Okay, this is our audited or adjusted net income. Boy, 9.3 million. Alright? Let's go to number 14. Number 14, how much is the audited retained earnings ending? Ending balance naman. So dito, pwede tayo mag-T account. Okay? So, gagawin ko dito, RE. Now, na-compute ko na yung adjusted retained earnings beginning, 6.5 million. Lagay ko lang dito yan. 6.5 million. Ano ulit class yung makaka-affect ng retained earnings? Net income. Okay? So, 9.3 million na compute natin. Lagay mo lang dyan. 9.3 million. What else? Well, kanina, na-encounter natin na yung retirement ng treasury shares, dapat yung 300,000 i-charge natin sa retained earnings. Okay? So, that is, ang mangyayari dyan, minus 300,000 tayo dito. Alright? Meron pa ba? Meron pa. Yung, ito. Stock dividends. Okay? So, minus 2.5 million tayo dyan. 2.5 million. So, as you notice, ang nag-journal entry lang ako dun sa medyo complicated na transaction. Okay? So, let's compute the ending balance of retained earnings, 6.5 million plus 9.3 million minus 300,000 minus 2.5 million. Answer natin dito, class, is 13 million. Retained earnings ending natin, 13 million, that is dog. Okay? Next, last two items. 15, based on the information, what is the net adjustment to additional paid-in capital? Okay, so ang gagawin ko lang dyan, class, sa number 15, actually, meron tatlo yan. Kung titignan mo, class, yung okay, nakita mo yung nasa middle portion siya, gain on sale of ordinary shares at excess over par. Nagbenta ka ng ordinary shares at excess over par, di ba APIC yun or share premium? Tama? So, lagay ko dito, ordinary shares, how much yung class? 950,000. Ano pa? Yung dinonate na capital. Okay, donated capital. So, donated capital, siya-charge natin sa APIC yan, 800,000. And then, last one natin, yung this one, treasury shares. Retirement ng treasury shares, bawasan mo yan ibawas mo yan sa share premium. Okay? So, retirement ng treasury shares minus 750,000. Okay, answer mo dyan, class, 950. Plus 800 minus 750, you get 1 million. Letter C, 1 million. Okay, and then last item, number 16. Assuming the paid-in capital is equal to 10 million at the end of the year before any adjustments, what is the total shareholders' equity? So, binigay yung paid-in capital. Okay? So, paid-in capital daw is 10 million. Ano yung additional paid-in capital? Well, ayan, sagot natin kanina, 1 million. So, lagay natin APIC or share premium. Again, yung APIC is also called share premium, 1 million. And then, ano pa maka-affect dyan? Retained earnings. Okay, sagot natin dito, 13 million. Don't forget na meron din tayong OCI sa problem, no? Nandun sa second item, meron tayong unrealized loss on FVOCI, 300,000. So, minus OCI, 300,000. And then, don't forget plus na meron din tayong treasury shares. Nandun sa pinaka-last na item, appropriation for treasury shares at cost. So, meron tayong treasury shares for 450,000. Minus yan. Minus 450 kasi contra equity account yung treasury shares. Okay, let's compute for the total shareholders equity, 10 million. Plus 1 million, plus 13 million, minus 300, minus 450, you get 23,250,000. 23,250,000. This is your total shareholders equity, letter C. Okay, so that concludes our discussion for audit of shareholders equity.